been with us before, and he's always got cool stuff to share with us. They make keyboards and mice. And yeah, you might think, are they still in use and popular? Well, yeah, do you breathe? Of course, keyboards and mice are still in use and popular. The COO, or I like to call the coup of it's toward the end of the day we're doing this interview, can you tell? Of a company called Matias is Steve McGowan. Steve, thanks for putting up with me. Welcome back into tomorrow.
I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to be a coup.
Oh, very good. See, you gotta like your title as well. And what would mine be as host? I don't know. I can mispronounce it several ways and get in trouble. Let's talk about some of the stuff that you're getting a lot of attention for here at CES. Some new things to share, some things that we've been used to, but you constantly improve upon.
We do constantly improve things, and this year we did something a little bit radical. It ties into a trend about USB-C, but it's also a patent-pending invention.
You know, it's not something that you normally think of. When you think keyboards and mice, you don't normally think radical. So what did you do?
Well, we made things super small. Let me show you what we did.
Please. That would be awesome. It's as if we planned that. Show me what you've done.
So in the old days, wireless keyboards and mice had these big blobby things for their wireless receivers, and Logitech kept improving them and make them smaller and smaller, and came up with a really good thing called the USB-A receiver.
Oh yeah, which I know the first that we used many years ago. It was like, wow, what a breakthrough, what a cool thing. Yes. And you don't have a wire to your mouse, especially when we travel. That's what we used. It was very handy.
It came out in 2007. This is the nano receiver, USB-A, and that design was so good, it was used nonstop from 2007 to 2023. So obviously a very good design, nice and small. It pokes out just a tiny bit past the USB port of the computer, but then something changed in 2023.
Wait, don't order yet.
And that was the European Union. The European Union said it is time for USB-C. They went up against big companies like Apple and said, Apple, you can't use Lightning anymore on your iPhones. You got to use USB-C. But they went further than that. They said to computer companies like us and the rest of the world, you got to make your USB-A connectors turn into USB-C connectors.
So you guys had to deal with the European Union as well, but honestly, I'm glad they had the balls to do it, because especially with folks that have all these chargers and devices, and Apple was like, we're not going to do that. Oh, yes, you are. And they did.
And yes, and that's the whole point, is that environmental friendliness. You have one cable, you don't have to buy new ones every year. USB-C is used everywhere. And so with that new standard in the line, they started to impose their view, and so companies had to adapt. So the first way people adapted, let's look at the Logitech way. Logitech said, we got this lovely USB-A wireless receiver, let's just keep it. But you know what, we got an adapter. So let's stick our adapter on the end, and bam, we've solved the USB-C problem. Thank you, European Union.
Yeah, but now they've made it so much bigger to solve that little problem, right?
It is. It pokes out so far outside the laptop. Yeah. It's going to snag. It's going to break off. I think this is a suboptimal solution, let's say.
Of course, you go to put your laptop back in your laptop bag, and now you've broken it off and ruined your USB.
And then you become very unhappy.
Okay, so that obviously didn't work all that well.
So other companies stepped into the realm and said, you know what, let's make a USB-C wireless receiver right from scratch, no funny little adapters. So the first company did that, bam. They made a nice little USB-C receiver, and it's bigger than the USB-A, but it's better than an adapter, so it's some progress. Yeah. I put it like this because you can see the connector is inside the computer, and a big blobby part is poking out quite a bit more than what the USB-A was.
So, of course, that's the technical term, is the big blobby part sticking out.
We have to use technical terms on this show.
Absolutely.
So then another company came along and said, well, let's do this one. Maybe a little bit better, but still poking out quite a lot. Yeah. Still risk of snagging, still risk of snapping off. Lenovo came along and said, let's make it a little bit fatter and wider instead of poking out as much, but it's still big. Yeah. It's still taking up a lot of real estate outside your port.
Still ripping off when you go to put it in your backpack or laptop bag?
Who wants that? So then Matias came along and said, we can do better. So we came up with the Matias USB-C nano receiver. We put that next to the others.
OMG. I mean, we talk about small, not sticking out, not being a blob or anything like that. And you guys invented this then.
We did. It's patent pending, and we are now starting to roll it in our own products, and hopefully it will be rolled out to the world because this solves a problem that needed to be solved.
Now Chris is showing it just in the palm of my hand. Look how tiny that is. My first worry would be I would lose it, but you won't because it's plugged in and stays plugged in your laptop.
There's no reason to take it out. Leave it in. It's not going to snag anything, and yet you've got the good, reliable wireless USB-C connection, and you never have to worry about it falling out or running away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for Matias to not only solve a problem. You know, we talk a lot about people in this industry solve problems that don't exist, and now you think you have a problem. Well, this has been a problem. And initially, great. Yeah, we had to do what we had to do, and we had to use the big ones, and yeah, they broke off, and they broke our USB port. That's not a problem anymore. That's solving a major issue. So kudos to you guys.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully we can reduce the stress of a few people with their at least their computers and their USB connectors.
Yeah. Well, now the important question: is it available, and how much?
Yes. So the USB-C wireless USB-C nano receiver is used in products. So we've made a keyboard with the wireless USB-C receiver. And this is one of our lovely aluminum keyboards, a nice layout. This is an Apple-style layout, and it just connects automatically to the wireless receiver, just like every other wireless receiver. You plug into the USB-C port of your laptop, instantly connects. Good wireless, strong connection, reliable, and because it's USB-C as opposed to, say, something like Bluetooth, the encryption is very good. The reliability is very good. You have less issues with interference. There's a nice, reliable connection. A lot of government offices, for example, don't like to use Bluetooth for their keyboards and mice, but they will use wireless USB because it's reliable, and governments want, and corporations want security.
Yeah, I think we all want security, so that's another advantage. Now, that would suggest that there have to be mice now that will work well with it, yes? Or is there something different you have to do with the mice?
We do make mice, and we use the same nano receiver for those mice.
Go figure.
Let me show you what they look like.
Please, in the time we have left, you got to look at these cool mice from Matias as well.
So here we have our basic wireless mice, traditional ABS plastic, which everybody in the keyboard and mouse industry uses, disposable battery that you use. So a modest $29 mouse, basic. So if you have a tight budget, this is the way you go, but you still get the perk of the small USB-C wireless receiver.
For $30, you're also getting the new small USB-C.
Absolutely. Okay. But if you want to do a step up, you can go to the Matias Wireless USB-C Pro mouse, which has PBT plastic, a high-end plastic used in high-end cars and airplanes, and it doesn't change color over time. It feels nicer to the touch. And we have a few other cool features, like it's got a rechargeable battery. You charge it once after a few hours. It's good for 3 years before you have to recharge it. No more.
Wait, the charge is going to last for 3 years, and I'm using it all day, every day.
We put a big battery in there, and it's got a good, efficient chip. So yeah, it's good for 3 years. We don't want people the inconvenience of recharging.
Yeah, really.
Let's make your life
This
simple.
only lasts a couple of weeks. When did I last charge it? Oh my gosh, right. 3 years. It's pretty good. Mark your calendar.
Yes. And another cool feature, not everybody's hand is the same size. So let's say I've got a medium-sized hand. I would use this. If I've got a small hand, I take this off, magnetically snap on the other one. Now my wife can use her smaller hands to hold on to the same mouse.
And it just magnetically changed the cover. Again, especially for those not yet seeing the video, but you want to see how easy that was. Very cool.
So we try to make people's lives easier, and oftentimes people buy something online like a mouse and wonder, is it going to fit? So this way you can adjust the size and it fits your hand no matter if you're big or small.
Does it come with the big or small?
Yes, both of the covers are included in the box.
Oh, very good. And how much is that one?
This one's $79.
Okay, well, again, but it lasts 3 years on a single charge, so very helpful. Now, when we talk about convenience and comfort, and folks that are maybe really good typists, not me, as I learned many years ago as a reporter, hunt and peck, or find a key and land on it, that sort of thing. You've got some really nice ergonomic keyboards. Is that the best way to describe it?
We do. We launched the Matias Programmable Ergo Pro several years ago. It's been a great keyboard, really ergonomic, really comfortable, and we love it. However, not everybody wants the exact same shape. Some people love the Microsoft keyboard. So this
Which
here,
didn't they stop making?
they did.
And a lot of people said, "Oh, I loved it. Why'd they stop?" Well, don't worry about that. Matias has you covered.
I suspect, I do not work for Microsoft, but I suspect they got so interested in artificial intelligence, and that's their focus, no time to make keyboards.
Yeah, exactly. And like their thought is, who uses a keyboard anymore? Again, come on, we all do, and we will for a long while.
Just talk to Copilot, you get your answers.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, this is the Microsoft one, and what we decided to do is do our best to give you a form factor that people have known and loved for the last 10 years. This is a prototype, so as a result, there'll be some changes to it. But basically, natural rubber palm support as opposed to artificial, larger function keys, which we thought were more comfortable than the original ones. The USB-A and USB-C nano receivers, depending on whether you have old or new computers, as opposed to the old USB-A. Rechargeable battery for 3-year battery life, not disposable batteries, and lots of other improvements. So basically, we took something that people liked and made it better to make a new product that's going to make hopefully a lot of people happy.
For sure. My first question, of course, I can't type on one of these keyboards. I've tried, and they're, for those who are fast typists and love using this, that great, and I'm happy for them. But what's with the hole in the middle? Is that just part of the design, or is that supposed to be something
No
useful?
real function there.
Oh,
In fact,
okay.
we may take out the hole. I don't know.
Okay, very cool.
Make it a little bit different.
Exactly. And in our remaining few seconds, is there something else particular to show on this other keyboard?
We have all our old stuff that continues to be good. That's why we show it in our booth. But really, the story for this show is the USB-C nano receiver applied into the keyboards and the mice, and the bringing back to life product from Ergonomic that got discontinued. That's the story for this year.
Love it. And please be sure to let us know where we can get more info, maybe even order them.
How about go to Matias.ca, Matias.ca.
As in Canada.
Yes, as in Canada. A lot of people think CA means California, but to Canadians, CA means Canada.
Exactly. How about that? Thank you so much, as always, for joining us, because you always have cool things to show us and to share with us. And don't stop innovating, because that's what brings us to your exhibits.
Thank you so much. We love innovating. We like making the world a better place. Thanks for helping share this message to the world.
It's our pleasure. Steve McGowan from Matias.ca. Canada. Dave Graveline inviting you to stop by intotomorrow.com. You'll see links to all of the interview, including this one. I should say interviews, because we're doing many. Trust me, our feet and backs can assure you. We are walking all the show floors looking for the most innovative, fun things to share with you. And there's more to come. You don't want to miss any of it. Stay tuned right here on the Advanced Media Network.